We'll
Hey,
be
man,
fine.
you've become pretty popular.
I don't
Okay.
know. I don't think I'm that popular. We'll be fine. I think we'll be having a good time out there at Tommy Rockers. I promise you that. And I got to tell you, if you're a Dolphins fan and you're gonna miss that weekend, shame on you. I mean, listen, if you can't afford it, hey, I completely understand. That's the only excuse. But if you have the money and you're not going to what could be the watershed moment that you want to be a part of as a Dolphin fan with all of the Dolphin other fans that are going to be coming from around the world to go to Vegas for that draft. I mean, this is probably the most exciting moment in recent Dolphin history because this is the moment that could be catapulting. Okay, I got to phrase it as could be catapulting, right? Because that's the way you really got to phrase it. I go balls out on everything in life, okay? That is the moment that's going to catapult the Dolphins back into being a good franchise, okay? Guaranteed. I have a lot of faith in what's going on now with Chris Greer and company. I think we're headed for finally bigger and better days. But I get it, the way you got to look at it. Hey, you can get excited. I am so jacked. I've been so jacked about this from the offseason. I haven't changed a damn bit from all of this. Okay? When a lot of you are watching or listening or whatever, and you're like terrified of this season, I had a big old smile on my face about this season. And look how good it turned out when it all said and done. Because you saw a coach get the max out of, I mean, that guy strained every single drop out of that team and went 5-4 in the end. And you got to feel now like you got yourself a coach. You got a front office now. You got a plethora of picks. You've got all this stuff. It's people that keep hanging on the negative, which is the part that I don't understand, by the way. Well, because Minka's not here. Well, don't worry about it, dude. Without Minka, you went 5-4. Without Laramie Tunsil, you went 5-4. Without all those other guys you cut, you went 5-4 in your last 9 games. You improved. You improved the culture of the team. You improved the overall feeling of the team. So if you have people that didn't want to be here, then get rid of them. I mean, you're a Dolphins fan, right? I'm a Dolphins fan. We've been Dolphins fans through 1-15, through 5, or, whatever it is, 5-11 now, or Adam Gase or Cam Cameron or whatever it is, field goal Sperano, Saban, whatever you want. We're here, right? So that's the people we want. We want fans that want to be like us. That, yeah, hey, man, things are bad. We can bitch and complain, but we're not getting off the bandwagon. Because I always love the people, well, don't come back on the bandwagon. Well, bandwagon, dude. I've been a fan since I was born. There's no bandwagon here. I'm on. I've been on forever. It's
You were
nothing.
born aqua and orange.
Right, we can bitch, we can complain, but we're not going anywhere. We can bitch and complain, and we're still buying the shirts and the hats and the tickets, and we're still watching, and we're talking every day about it, and we're covering it. And
every minute.
Yeah, man. No matter how bad it is, I'm the loser that watches all the preseason games, even the 4th one, bro. I'm that loser. I'm the loser that watches all 7 rounds of the draft, no matter how bad or how good they're ever going to be. It doesn't matter to me. So that's what you want. We want the coaches that want to be here. We want the players that want to be here. We want the fans that want to be Dolphin fans, and that's it. It's people that are just worried about, well, that Minka's not here, that they traded Tunsil away, and that this and that. Oh, give me a break. And I love the people that are worried about the past. Not worried about the past. Why? Because I'm watching what this guy's doing, and he's doing nothing like the idiots from the past. So why am I going to worry about what the Dolphins did in the past? I love the Dolphin that comes to me and says, well, they'll screw it up. Why will they screw it up, dude? Why? Because other people screwed up? This isn't the group that was screwing up. And so far, they've done a lot of good things here in the process. So far, it looks like your general manager, by the way, that cleared out the cap space in a year and brought you a whole bunch of picks, he might have, on his first big decision, which is hire a coach, he might have hit out of the park. Because Flores did a hell of a job in his first year. Right now, we all have to say that Chris Grier did an awesome job of hiring Brian Flores. Now, it may not turn out that way next year. Maybe Brian Flores was an aberration, but at least for 1 year, at the moment, it looks like he made the right decision. So why am I going to that? Why can't I build on the positive? Why is it some of our Dolphins fans have to just – I get what the writers do it because they do it because it stirs it up and it gets in your craw and it gets emotion out of you and it gets you to tweet it out and complain, and then you turn it on to somebody else, which then turns them off on it and all that because it stirs an emotion. So I get why other people are doing it. I don't get why some Dolphins want to do this. I'm just like, I will harp on the negative if it's somebody that's in place constantly doing negative things, i.e. Mike Tannenbaum. Then you're going to hear me constantly ripping him and mentioning all the mistakes that I believe they're making. But I don't believe it was a mistake clearing out the cap. And I don't believe it was a mistake trading away Tunsil because that deal was you couldn't turn it down. I don't believe it was a mistake to get rid of Minkah Fitzpatrick. It sucks. I don't want to get rid of him. But if the dude wants to be an a-hole and doesn't want to be here, well, then I'm sorry, man. I'm not fighting. Look, man, if you want to marry a woman that doesn't want to be with you because whatever, she's super fine and you're just going to tolerate everything about her, well, then that's your problem. Okay? Because I have no interest being with anybody that doesn't want to be with me. And if you just want, and if you're willing to be with somebody because you have money and that's the only reason they're with you, well, then so be it, man. Knock yourself out, dude. Minkah didn't want to be here. Move on, man. Move on. And that's what I would say to Dolphins out there. Some of you out there, move on already. Let it go.
We got a draft pick for Tannehill.
Yeah,
How did he do that?
Yeah, everything. Draft picks for everything. Even for Robert Quinn, they got a draft pick. They got a draft pick for everything.
On top of Tunsil, they take $8 million of Kinney.
They got like 25, 26 picks over the next 2 years.
Yeah.
This is where you turn your team around. So it's now up to them to hit on picks. All right? That's all. But why am I going to sit here? You harp on negative, I'll harp on positive, and I'll say maybe they'll find another Preston Williams. And maybe they'll get find another Nick Needham that'll be a nice little backup for you to add depth. Because Lord knows, not only did the Dolphins not have good enough starters over the years, they had no depth either. So they're trying to solve all issues, trying to find a quarterback, trying to get quality starters and quality depth. You got to fill all of that. And I saw them find some starters, find some backups, and find a ton of picks and clear out all the cap space. You keep harping if you want and worry about what Cam Cameron did or what Mike Tannenbaum did or what Adam Gase's decision was or whatever decision in the past that Stephen Ross made. Man, you want to harp on all that stuff, knock yourself out.
And with the cleanup, went
Knock
5-4.
Yeah.
5-4 to finish the season.
That is equivalent to the Heat going to the playoffs in 08 and 09, clearing out cap space for 10 so they can sign the big three. It's equivalent to that, to go 5-4 with no talent. You know, the Heat had a superstar in Dwayne Wade. Of course you're supposed to at least make the playoffs. Right? This guy went 5-4 in his last 9 games with no talent. Now you're going to give him 25 draft picks and cap space over the next 2 years? You go ahead. Any of your Dolphin buddies out there want to keep harping on the negative, let them do that, man. Let them sit in sorrow. Let them wallow in their beer. It's like one day We're at an Iron Maiden concert. I want to say it was Power Slave. You were with me in Power Slave, right?
Yes, I
Power
think
Slave,
I was.
right?
Yes.
You remember the dude that when we were standing on the chairs, and then when we got off, there was a dude behind us, and he had a giant cup, and all he was doing was just throwing up in the cup while we were walking away.
Yeah.
You remember that guy, right?
Yep.
He was so wasted, he's just throwing up in a cup. That's you.
His cup runneth over.
That's you. Just throwing up and just worried about what everybody else did in the past. Man, it's a clean slate. Give yourself some freedom. You know what I mean? In fact, why don't you just
Stop wallowing in misery, man.
Get in a plane right now and fly to Nevada, wait for a stare to the draft, and just keep smoking. That way maybe you'll mellow out or something. I don't know.
Like you pointed out, 24 hours.
Hey, listen, man. Nobody's ripped the Dolphins more than I have the last 20 years. Nobody. Okay? Nobody. Nobody has ripped the Dolphins to their face like I have in the last 20 years. Whether it was a coach or whatever, I asked them all those kind of tough questions. General manager, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's not that I say it on radio and then I won't say it in their face. Okay? Because that's what I had. I had one Dolphin executive come to me and say, I'll give you credit for this, I don't agree with you all the time, and I know I work for the team. But whatever you would say about Tannenbaum on the air, I saw you say it to his face. And for that, I commend you because I see and hear and read too many guys that will say one thing and then they're kissing their butts in the other. And I go, yeah, that's not my style. You know? So nobody's ripped them more than I have. But I've ripped them because they deserve to get ripped. Right now, they don't deserve to get ripped, man. They just don't. They deserve to be given a break right now. Sit back, let them watch it. But I don't think, look, if you don't take a wait and see approach is what you're better off. If you don't want to be positive like me, that's fine. But there's no reason to be negative either. Because everything is bouncing back now. Everything is headed in a positive direction. Why bring it down? That's the part I don't understand.
They need to be commended for what they've been able to accomplish.
Big time. Big time. Big O, I saw a post on Facebook asking who will be the face of the franchise, the Miami Dolphins. I replied, Brian Flores. What says you, Big O and Bill? Yes, Brian Flores is the face of the franchise until you get a quarterback. Yes.
But he's going to be that backbone.
Right.
The culture, the way he's established. You make a mistake, go touch the wall.
Shula.
Yeah, right.
Shula.
That it all comes from there.
Right. Shula. Shula was the face. I'm not saying Flores.
Can't forget Chris Greer.
By the way,
though.
I'm not.
Chris Greer.
Yeah, but
is
I'm not.
The brain.
Yeah, but he won't be a face because he's not a.
No, but he's the brain.
Yeah, but the problem is that he's not a media whore. He's not the guy that's going to want to be in front of the camera all the time.
What have we seen him twice in the last 4 or 5 months, right?
He's going to stay behind the scenes. He's going to let Flores do his thing, which is what you're supposed to do, by the way. You should let your head coach, and you just talk about personnel issues, and then you come out a couple times a year and you talk about your personnel issues, and then you go, run and hide and stay in your cave and watch
over the
film
course of the year. What was it, Minka, and the end of the season? That's it, right?
Yeah.
And then we got to see him at the Senior Bowl. That's it.
And we'll also talk to him at the Combine.
Oh, he will make another.
Yes.
Okay.
We will be talking to him at the Combine. So that's why, for me, just let it go, man. Just let it go. It's not worth it.
Maybe these are Debbie Downer people, man.
It's just you've been beaten down for 20
years.
You
would think, yeah.
And then you just been beaten down. You expect you
this is the
expect
person
it to continue.
Here.
It's kind of like the blind ass fan. It's the opposite of the blind ass fan. The blind ass fan doesn't see logic. The blind ass fan thinks their team is fantastic all the time, no matter what. And I would deal with those guys and women for the last 20 years, and I would have to kind of straighten them out. And they would hate to hear the reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's those two extremes. It's let me create the negativity that doesn't exist, but I'll create it anyways by using examples of the past that have nothing to do with these people, or the blind ass fan that expects their team to win. The blind ass fan thought they were going to win 9 or 10 games this year. Seriously. That's what they thought. It was going to be like, yeah, no, they got a shot still for the playoffs. And you're like, really, dude? Come on. Come on. You know, that kind of stuff.
How about this?
Let it go. Let it go.
Here's the ray of sunshine. This guy wants to go get blackout curtains. You know
right. Right. Right.